the other end of the table, and there would be this crazy kid with a rubber band around his head, a suction cup to his chin, and his eyes crossed. And I would start laughing, and by the time I'd start laughing, he'd have all of it off so nobody else would see it. Because that was the way he did it. He did private jokes. He also did private acts of kindness. One year, my older sister could not make Christmas. She wasn't going to be able to pay for Christmas. So because of that, my son and I, and it was his idea, we gathered his money from O'Charlie's and my money from Corey's Network, or not Corey's Network, that would have been bad. My money from where I had been making money at that time, my job. And we bought my sister gift cards for every single one of her children. And we bought a gift card for a grocery store. And we hid them all inside of envelopes with just printed labels so that nobody would recognize my handwriting or my son's handwriting. And at midnight, we showed up at my sister's house. Now, I will tell you, my son made me drive around the road 3 times to make sure my sister was asleep. And then he acted like Pink Panther, like tiptoeing, hiding behind poles, that kind of stuff. And what he would do is look back at me like, I hope I'm not caught. And he got over to the mailbox, and it creaked as he opened it. And he went, oh, no! And he shoved the envelope in, and he shut it real quick, and he comes running back, and he goes, go, 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 Mom, go! I think they hurt me. The next day, my sister called me, and she said, you won't believe what just happened. I said, what's that? And I put it on speaker so that Corey could hear. She said, someone put all these gift cards in our mailbox. And because they put all these gift cards in the mailbox, we will be able to afford Christmas. And my son, at that time 20, was standing there bawling because he realized he could make a miracle. So, what we're going to ask for today is a miracle, because that's what Corey would ask for, and that's what Corey would make. A miracle for all of us, so we would find peace, love, understanding, and justice. So, if anyone would like to add anything, Mr. Sharp, would you like to say anything real quick?
Thank you. I'm John Sharp. I'm a former city councilman in Kansas City. My stepdaughter was a murder victim her senior year at MU in 2000, and her killer was never prosecuted, and that has stayed with me all my life, as it always will. But I'd like to say something that I think all of us can do to start reducing these senseless murders that are plaguing our city, because this isn't normal. The number of murders we have in the Kansas City area is not normal for a big city. Kansas City in 2017 ranked 5th in the nation in homicides per 100,000 people among big cities. That ain't normal. And I think there's things that all of us can do to reduce that. Number one, the city of Kansas City has already taken some major steps in increasing the reward for tips that lead to an arrest or filing of charges on any homicide in Kansas City, Missouri. Just until 2017, the reward for anonymous tips, and you don't have to testify in court, it's strictly anonymous, it's $2,000, the same as breaking into somebody's garage. I'm a member of Parents of Murdered Children. I suggested to the chief, Rick Smith, that we needed to up that and try to shoot to what Omaha has. Omaha's about the same size as Kansas City. We had, depending on how you count it, 130, 140 homicides last year in Kansas City. Omaha had 20, and they always clear over 70% of them. Omaha's reward's been $25,000 for a long time. And after I talked to the chief, and as we walked around the track and the Journey Through Grief for Parents of Murdered Children, within 6 weeks, he'd gotten additional funding, so we got that reward up to $5,000 in Kansas City. Then in April of 18, they got more city funding, got it up to $10,000. And then June 21st this year, they got additional funding from the city, and it's $25,000 now in Kansas City. But in the other cities in the metro, except for Kansas City, Kansas is $5,000, but in Raytown, Grandview, Independence, all the rest, it's still just 2,000. Now that's not a whole lot of incentive, because even though it's anonymous, people are scared somebody will figure out who talked. So I hope all of y'all that aren't in Kansas City, Missouri, can contact your mayor, contact your alderman, and tell them, let's get that reward fund up throughout the metro area, where it's $25,000 for the whole metro area. And another thing you can do, when you see the media in Kansas City, and if they mention there's a reward for tips on a homicide, and say call the tips hotline, and don't mention the amount, give them a call and ask them to put the amount in, because raising that amount doesn't do any good if nobody knows about it. And it just takes a few more seconds or a few more words in a paper to let them know the amount. And since that reward was increased June 21st, there have already been 2 homicides in Kansas City, Missouri cleared through anonymous tips since the reward was raised. So this will work. And people say it may not be a deterrent. Well, I don't believe that. I think it is a deterrent. As the folks of Corey's network know, the people, the man who murdered Corey, committed other heinous crimes before he finally confessed. So if you take some of these frequent, most violent offenders off the street, it does help reduce the number of homicides. So all of you can lend your voice, but let your alderman and mayor know, let's get that reward fund up, and let the news media know whenever there's a homicide in Kansas City, Missouri.
Okay, who would like to speak? And we will, if you want us to, we can put it out on Facebook Live. If you don't want us to, then we don't have to put it on Facebook Live. It's up to you. I will tell you that the videos on your Facebook do increase the chances somebody's going to be able to speak up for you. So why don't you come on up? You're not ready yet. He's not ready yet, but you can take the mic.
Okay, turn all the way around.
Hi, my cousin is Michael Brewer, and I have another cousin that was also, his life was also cut short. His name is Jonathan Porter. Michael was found in the Longview Lake area, and Jonathan worked for Spire, and a man just asked him for something, and he said he didn't have it, so that man... About Corey, I want to tell like a funny story that I remember about Michael. It was like, I think the day before New Year's Eve, found a roll of duct tape in our basement. I can't remember if it was Michael or Lauren looking at the roll of duct tape, and they were like, I bet you can tape someone to the wall with this. So we decided to tape his younger brother to the wall. I have a picture somewhere, but I can't find it. I just remember that being really funny, and that's who Michael was. Michael was a practical joker and loved to have fun. That's really the only story I have.
Who was he to you?
Well, for many years I looked up to him as an older brother because I didn't have any older siblings of my own. I looked up to Lauren as an older sister too. I remember one year at, I think it was Christmas, he was wrapping presents for his daughter. And I don't know, I just thought that was really cool. I can't remember why, but I thought it was really cool and really sweet.
So we have another organization here. We got Monique Willis here. She's with Mama on a Mission. She's gonna like come up and departs some knowledge on you guys. When you guys make a referral to Corey's Network, we also send information to Monique so that she can have an opportunity to help as well. We also send it to three or other organizations, and they all get the information at the same time so that the person doesn't have to go around and ask 5 different people for help. But anyway, here she is.
Thanks, Bob. I am Monique. I am the mama behind Mama on a Mission. I'm also the mother of Alonzo Thomas IV. He is also one of Kansas Unsolved Homicide. Like Bob said, we are here helping the families financially. Also, we have our flyer with the Kansas Unsolved Homicides. If your loved one is not on that flyer, it's because we need your permission to add them. So if you would like your loved one added to that flyer, just please email me a picture and we can do so. We also provide a monthly grief support group the third Monday of the month at 7 o'clock on 72nd and Truth at Margaret's Place. We are in the community. We serve the homeless with blessing bags. And with those, inside those blessing bags, while we're serving the community, we also provide the flyer because they're also living on the streets, and hopefully they may have some information about your loved one that they could possibly help solve these crimes as well. So we do partner with Corey's Network and other community partners just to be there for the community. The more the merrier. The more that we can be together and do things together, the better we can do and be there for the families and help you guys out with anything we can. So if you need me, I'm right here. If you don't need me today, feel free to give me a call or email me, and I can do what I can to help you.
Yay, Monique.
Thanks. Anybody else want to come up and talk?
Thank you.
Anybody going once, going twice? We got a young man here. That's gonna cost you $10.
Derek's been gone for a year now. Still don't have any answers. But Derek was the kind of person that would make you not feel so down on life. He was funny, and no matter what he did, really, he didn't deserve, to be killed. But he was my brother. He was a son. He was a cousin. He had a lot of family that. I have a son. He didn't get to meet him. He was killed 3 weeks before that. So it affects a lot of people, and we just want people to speak up.
Thank you.
What's your name again? Jake. That was Jake. You can see his videos on YouTube. He's got a stand-up routine.
You gotta subscribe. Make sure to subscribe.
Okay, next we have Stephanie Carter. Stephanie's one of our people that comes to our weekly workshop. If you didn't know, we have a weekly workshop, and we bring in experts to speak to you guys to help you through this process.
Good afternoon. As he said, my name is Stephanie Carter. My story is a little bit unique compared to some of yours. Yes, my daughter was killed. Also, the other young lady. I didn't get it confused. Her mom could not be here today, which is Miss Shore, which I met through Corey's Network. Both of them were murdered, we believe, under suspicious activity, and the police closed it down without investigation. Closure, we want answers. And it's time for the police department to step up to bat and do their job. It's not fair to us that we don't know why our loved ones left. Or fair to us, it's unfair to probably many of you because the police just kind of shut the door. We got this kind of attitude. It's wrong. Let us know all of those people. And that's all I have to say. Mona was a great gal.
All right.
When she said, but I just want you to be aware of the fact that there is a law that says that you are to receive information from your police department. And if you are, which they have no proof of, from now on you need to email them. And if you need to know what the law is, it's on our website, corysnetwork.org, under certain the victim, you have a right to know what rights are and be able to be empowered, because the last thing you feel after somebody has been killed is powerful. So we want you to feel empowered. Okay?
Mhm.
At 11:27 p.m. That's still hurt like it just happened. But I can tell you one thing. You can't steal my joy. And I talk to myself and answer myself, because that's how Quante is. We always having this conversation. Every time I eat, he eat too. Even though he said, Mama, I don't like that. No, you wasn't playing. You eating it all up. I miss that every day. Quante is a loving, big teddy bear to me. He give out the hugs that I can't even describe. Every time I see him, we always embrace one another and say we love each other, because we don't know if that's going to be the last time. Quante will give you the shirt off his back. He will listen to you. His heart is huge. I miss that, everybody. And I know you all miss your loved ones too. But one thing I can tell you, it's going to be all right. Because where we are right now is not where we're going to always be. Justice is going to be served right here on earth. Right here on earth. I'm going to keep smiling. I'm going to keep loving everybody, because that's what Quante do. I'm sure you all do too. But we're going to keep our heads up high, and we're going to keep moving forward. In Jesus' precious name, I thank you all, and I love all of you. Amen. Stay strong.
All right. Anybody else? Dana, come on up. Can you wait till I get started? Try and compose yourself. I see you usually are right here. Hold this.
My name's Dana, and my son was Christian Alvarez, and I apologize. I'm going to try to make it quick. He was taken from us 2 days after his 20th birthday on December 30th, 2018. And I have to say, one of the biggest things that haunts me and makes it incredibly difficult to get through a day without a lump in my throat is the sound of my 3 grandchildren laughing and giggling when my son would walk through the door and pick them up and throw them around. They're 2, 3, and 7. And how do you tell a 2, 3, and 7-year-old that one of the most important our family members that are sitting here should have to go through what we went through. And the only thing that we can hope for is that someday we'll have answers on why this happened, why our loved ones were taken from us. Because justice doesn't fix this. The only thing in my mind that will make this better is not only the person that did this going to jail and paying for what they did, but the hope that maybe I'll know why.
Okay, is there anyone else who would like to share? Come on up. Hi. I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
My name is Francie Armato.
Yes. We want to get you on video. Oh, okay.
My name is Francie Armato. My son, Leo Woodruff, was murdered August the 4th, 2018. He was 17 years old. And the police know who murdered my son. There just hasn't been an arrest made. And I truly believe it's the prosecutor's office. The prosecutor has not issued a warrant from the murderer's arrest. And I email Jean Peters Baker all the time and ask her why. It's not a lack of evidence, because I text my detective every single week because I will not give up fighting for my son. Until I take my very last breath, I will fight for Leo because he was only 17. I buried my mother and my son within 11 months. So I share these mothers and fathers' pain. And I just want you all to know I love you all. And thank you. Thank you for having this organization. Thank you for the support, because I need it.
Anybody else? We're ready to go to the next phase?
Do you want to explain the next phase?
No, that's your job.
Oh, wow.
I can only do so much.
Okay, this is the point where you guys have to get out of the shade. And if you have to think of it symbolically, coming out of the dark, going into the light so other people will see you, then you do it that way. Whatever way gets you through it. But what we're going to be doing is we're going to start at this light, and we're going to line up basically shoulder to shoulder, all the way down as far as we can possibly go, to show our entire community, because everyone is going to be out here. We're going to show our entire community how it feels and how many people are being affected. Because there may only be a few families here today, but there's a lot of people. A lot of people are affected by this. Every one of my neighbors that go up and down this street, they're affected by the fact that my son was murdered in those apartment complexes. Okay? So, everyone in this area feels your pain, and let them feel it more visibly. We have flyers up here. We have one for Colby Stevenson. I don't think his family is here, but if somebody would be kind enough to help pass that out. We also have flyers from Mama on a Mission that are in that box right there. What we're going to do is we're going to hand out flyers to the people that are going east right here at this intersection. So you're going to, when they're stopped at the light, you're going to hold up your flyers and walk over and see if they'll take one. Usually they'll roll down their window if they're able to do it. And then we need somebody to go down. Oh, and be safe when you do that. Thank you. Don't get in the car with a stranger. But at the other end, down by Quick Trip, or as far down as we go, we're going to be sending them at the next intersection, wherever we want to stop. All of them going west will also receive flyers, because people in this area need to know. And like I told Mr. Sharp a little while ago, yes, his daughter was killed in Columbia, but some of the students that were there in Columbia with his daughter are right here in Kansas.